Welcome to Nails in Orbit. Today we're doing Valentine Scooby-Doo on my twin sister. So we're going to jump right into the acrylic. My sister really liked the SpongeBob nails I did on myself, but I told her we got to change it up a little bit. So we went with more of a hot pink moment, and now we're using the Young Nails jelly collection for this. It's really cute and I like it so much. So I don't know if it's discontinued though, so I'm sorry guys. Last time I checked it wasn't on the website. But anyway, we're starting with the hot pink color at the tip, and then towards the cuticle we're using a light pink, and we're just going to ombre that and then throw a combination of glitter right on top. So this is a mixture of my Amazon glitters and my these little heart glitters I got a long time ago, like a year ago from Shein. So any glitter will really work. I really like the Amazon set I got because I can just mix anything together that I like. And that's really what we're going to do on every single nail. So if we're doing it again, the ombre on this one was a little bit better. My first one was a little bit of a practice. So you guys can go ahead and watch the rest. It'll be this exact same process. After this step, of course, we are going in and capping all of the nails. This pinky is not a good example. I made it a little bit thick, but I just filed it down after. Yeah, my sister always gets short almond nails now, which I think looks really good on her. I convinced her to get them a tad longer than usual because I thought that a little bit longer with that almond shape looked perfect with her fingers. So, but she gets her pinky a little bit shorter, so I guess this is not a good example for the pinky, but the rest of the nails, like this one, I feel like it's perfect almond length for her, and we're just capping everything. I've gotten so much better at almond because of her, because this is the only shape she will get. But now I kind of love it. I've been doing almond a lot recently. Now that these are all capped, the structures are good, I just went in and filed off camera, and then I coated every nail, or not every nail, just the nail I'm doing the nail art in matte. I actually find it way easier to do art on matte now. I used to just do matte because of the video, so it didn't have a lot of glare for you guys. But then now it's way easier because you're not like slipping all over the silky. Like if you do a shiny coat, you're not slipping on it. And then it also, if you just shave it, you're not getting that like spreading that you get if you don't have a top coat on. So I think honestly matte top coat's perfect. I haven't had any real chipping or anything, so that's great. So now moving on to Scooby, we are just doing like I usually do, filling in all the color to the shape as best you can. This again just takes practice. I think this is my favorite way to do it. Sometimes I do sketch it out, but I think this is ultimately my favorite way to start a character. So we're just gonna fill in that brown, and then I'll jump back in when we move on to the next step. All right, so I just want to jump in on the ears really quick, and you guys can see that I'm using my daughter tool. I do use my daughter tool a lot. I think it's a really helpful tool, especially if you're used to just drawing like with a pencil. It's actually real helpful and real nice. And his ears were very like perfect for the daughter tool. I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, a lot of the times I just use my daughter tool, spread it around, or just put the color in there with the daughter tool and then use my brush after. But as much as I can use that daughter tool, I will. And now I placed all the color as I could at this point, and then I wanted to get some line work in there so I knew where everything was placed, and that's just what I'm doing. I'm using my 9mm brush from Nails by Deb. I love this brush for characters. I think it's perfect, and it's just skinny enough. You know how some brushes, they could be short enough, but they're a little thick. This one is perfect in thickness and length, so I recommend it. And now we're just going in there, shaping these out. And this is another example of the good use of the daughter tool. I'm using it to shape out the corners instead of just going in straight with my brush. I think it's a little bit easier. All right, now we're going back in with the brush, and you just try to make these lines as confident as possible. And what I mean by that is you don't want to go in too many times. I'm going in a little bit, you can kind of see that, but you know, obviously not perfect out here. But just try to be as confident as possible in your lines and just get it to the best of your ability. You're going to get better at eyeballing it to get that shape and stuff like that, but just try your best. You can tell that if you look really closely, I'm like a little bit off in some areas, like the left nose or lip whatever, I don't know, is like a little bit more pointed than I drew it. So, you know, sometimes it's not going to be perfect, but it could still look good. And here you can see that I made a mistake. So I'm just cleaning it up. I just clean it up with a little bit. You can use alcohol or acetone. Acetone's a little bit strong. You don't want to put even if you do like a thin line and then you try to clean it up with acetone, you might just rub all the lines off. So be careful with that. Alcohol's probably better. And then here, I just cleaned it up. I redid it. We're good. And I just want to remind you guys about my technique of thin black lines. So you just dip into any gel you have, pick a clean spot on your palette, wipe that on your palette a little bit, and you just have a little bit of color left on your brush, no bulbs of polish, nothing, and you can go in with those thin lines. And now, of course, we're just filling in the collar. I did enough line work to know where I'm going to put the collar, so now we're going back to the color, doing color, and filling that in. Before this, I actually attempted to do hearts as eyes, but they just were looking real weird. So I just went back to the regular eyes. And then I also tried to do hearts as the pupils, but they were just too small. So the hearts and the eyes were just bugging me, and I couldn't get it. So we just did regular eyes for Scooby. And we did that with the daughter tool. And here you guys saw me use my daughter tool to place the color of the blue for his collar, and then just move it around with my brush. And now we're back to the eyes. I'm just going back and forth today. Now we're going back to the eyes. And then I just used that little leftover black that was left on my daughter tool and made some dots and then extended that line out there. See, these just little details that we're going in and doing. Here's a good example of like not confident lines. My eyes, like you see, like I'm wavering a little bit. And then I did it a little bit too much and it just did not come out the way that I wanted to. So I do go back and clean up the lines around the eyes with a little bit of brown. It's fine, but that's just a good example, I guess. And more details. My sister really wanted some hearts on Scooby, so we couldn't do them on the eyes, so we thought we'd just be cute to do them on the cheeks. And thinking about it now, her first suggestion was lips. Ashley just went with the lips. We were a little tired. I swear when I do my sister's nails, we just do them at odd hours. So I was very tired when I was doing this one, but we just did the hearts. I still think the hearts are super cute, but maybe the lips would have been cuter, but it's fine. It's adorable. Maybe in the future, maybe next year. Here I'm going in with the brown and just making a few touch-ups throughout. And then I top coat it, and you'll see me actually touch up again because I missed some spots, and then I top coat again. But I always top coat twice for my characters. You guys just never see it because it's kind of boring to film the top coat twice, but you'll see it in this video. And then we'll have the reveal. All right, and here is the reveal. Me and my sister always fight each other during this part because I cannot get her to put her hand in the correct spot. But anyway, look at that glitter. Look at that glisten. I love it so much. I kept the leftover glitter and I'll have to do it on myself at some point. But anyways, if you guys liked this video, go ahead and subscribe, like, and if you have any suggestions, comment them down below. But thank you so much for watching.